All right, Allison, let's go ahead and take a look at your Rangers Premier Jumpers course. Now, right here at the beginning, you mentioned that you felt that your blind cross was a little late, and I would have to say that I agree with that. So what we're looking at is the actual course is coming over 2, over 3, and then we're going over to the back side of 4. So when we look at the line that we want him to take, we would like him to come over basically the left side of jump number 3 and then go right to the left wing of the backside here, which basically means that you want to travel your motion across that line. So if your location should be to the right of that line, but also if we look at timing of takeoff relative to jump number 3, we want that blind cross done after mental commitment but before physical commitment. So that basically means that right now where he's landed off of jump 2, if your right arm is out and you're verbally cueing number 3 and you can see that he's going to that, you could begin the blind. So I would say right now you could begin the blind, but you're not quite far enough ahead. You haven't yet broke the plane of number 3, and then because of that you can't really get to the right of his line. So you end up traveling longer than I think necessary with him on your right side. So on this one, it was interesting to watch the run without having the course map because it gives you a real perspective of what the dog sees where you don't know where you're going and you have to cue it based on the handling. I actually thought you might be going to the front side of that jump number 4. So right there is going to be the last stride. You can see that's going to be the last point at which Ranger's feet are going to be on the ground. From here, he's going to take off, and you're just switching to the left. So mental commitment happened way back here. Physical commitment is happening right here, which is the point at which the blind should be done. Now, you are looking back, and you do have that left arm extended, but if, again, we look at that ideal line, you are not yet quite across the line. So when he jumps, right here's our best view. You can see that he's more on the right-hand portion of this bar. Also, if you look at his line of travel, he's running more of or jumping more of a line there, as opposed to coming in this direction ready to go to your left. So I would agree that the blind was late there. What ended up happening is you had very good reach back and very good connection, and he was able to hit the ground and turn. So you can see right there he's angled away, and then the head turns left right there, and you're able to grab him up on your left. Now, do make sure on the backside that you are making sure to show the wing, and I'm going to mention it here, but also later on. We want all of that exposed, so you want to make sure you're to the right of that inside edge, not impeding on his path to land and go around the backside. So I think you could be a little bit more to the right on the send to that backside. Now through here, this part looked good, no trouble getting in the tunnel. Here, another little bit late on that blind cross. If we talk about mental versus physical, out of the tunnel, right there, you're looking at probably mental commitment. The left arm is extended. You're looking over your left shoulder. It appears that Ranger's nicely going to the jump, but you don't actually start the blind until after he's physically airborne. So right here, when his front feet are lifting, if I didn't know the course map, if I didn't know the course or seen the course map, I'd be thinking this. Nothing about this set of cues, if we look at this image right here, is preparing for a turn. And then after he's airborne, you turn. So he lands forward, and then you can kind of see a little bit of that torquing of the body. He hits the ground, and then now you can see that he was aiming forward, but his head turned to the right, and he kind of has to kick around and redirect. So he does save you nicely on that one, but that would be another one if you could get it done just a little bit earlier. Rear cross on this is nice. Good lateral motion, no hesitation there. Nice front cross into that kind of odd tunnel entry. So no issues there. I think we're coming around this 180. And then here's where we go into another backside. Now what you're going to see on this one is if we look at the ideal line, which would be from right there to the wing on the backside, you pressure in this way, and he kind of comes up and does a little zig before he goes back. So he lands. He's kind of coming in there, and you can see that little hop to the right. So right here, he's coming towards you, plants, and then hops away from you. A couple steps there, you can see him going out towards the judge and then comes around. So even though we can't see it because of the posts, I suspect that you are blocking the wing a bit, because if we look at the inside edge of the wing, it's right here, which means that where you're standing at this moment is perfect, which means you should be running and driving for that at all times. But right here, where he does the zig, we can't see you, which means you are far enough to your right that you are blocking the wing. See, right now we should be able to see you over here. So you're putting a little bit of pressure in, which causes that zig. So you save the backside, you lose some speed in it. You can see he went from a run down to a walk there. So do make sure that on those backsides you're showing the wing, letting him see what it is you want. Nice throttle there with the rear, and then finish out. So little earlier on the blind, show the wing on the backsides. Just a few minor things, but ones that were consistent across this course.